Okay, a little bit about orienteering. This is how I design my courses. I'm a Royal Ranger leader, and I've been working with Church Boy Scouts for about 20 some years, and I've probably put about 9 courses through this program in like the last 2 months, and I've had my boys go through, well, basically all of them. And so yeah, they're burnt out on it, but so am I. Anyway, a few tools that I use. This is the program that I wrote. It's called RRorient. It's a graphical database compiled with Filemaker Pro. It's a standalone version. This thing is available online at readyrangers.tzo.com. If you're curious about it, this is how to get a hold of me. If you have questions, there's my information and contact on that. Along with that, I use a program called Topo USA, and it's by DeLorme. Excellent program if you do much hiking, backpacking, and you want to know what the trail actually is going to look like. This does profiles, measures, it imports and exports to GPS units. It's about $100, and it's an excellent program. Along the same line, I recommend using Google Earth. You can zoom in on your place, drop a point, measure between points, and it's very handy for creating that as well. So let's go back over here and talk about the program. Now, if you're a professional orienteer, all you really get is a map and a control card. And let's just go ahead and show you kind of basically what you would get with that. This does that. It also does the end section and, of course, your course length and all that information. Let's go back over to the main sheet. Now, I work with boys that are about 9 till 18 years old, and they have a lot of trouble with the math. And so what I've done is added a math module on here to be a help to them. This course is that we're looking at is at Busick State Park. It's about 20 miles south of Springfield, Missouri. And this is the topo map of the trail. It's got your control points on it. These are control symbols that are found on the control card. And then this is a Google Earth map with the control cards on it as well. So you would give them this map right here, print that off. It's 8.5 by 11. And then you would print this sheet here. And what I do is I have the boys walk 100-foot tape, straight line. They count how many steps it takes them. Boys are challenged. If you try and tell them to count every other one, they'll come up with all kinds of weird numbers. If you just tell them to count as they walk, the number of steps it takes to go from point A to point B, and then have them do that again, maybe 2 or 3 times, and you'll come up with their stride. And the average boy and man will be somewhere between the stride of 33 to 50. The smaller boys will be up in this side. So let's just use, for example, what I would walk. In this case, I'm going to be a stride 40, and I would be given them this sheet. And once you put that stride 40, it puts in the number of steps in 100 feet in there. It also gives them some quick calculations on how far they go in 10 to 100 feet. But what's really neat about this is when you design your course, you put in the number of feet, and they'll calculate their steps. So it saves them a lot of math on that. They seem to have issues with math. Anyway, on a control code, as far as that goes, this is step 1. This is the control code number, and these pertain to this control code number. And also from there, this is a text reading of the descriptions of what they would do. And let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. The green number is how many strides the boy would walk, and this will change. Let's just still go down here to 35. It changes how many steps he would walk through that. So it does all that for him. What I will do is I'll generally go over here to this sheet and take this over here. And if I'm doing an event, I will print this sheet by clicking on here. And it's going to create take this and every one of these strides from 33 to 50. And it's going to create its control code with strides 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and so on. And once it does that, then each one of your boys have that. Now, if you have several boys that are, sitting in the stride range of 40, 45, you could print more sheets of that by either entering them in there or just copying that. And then on the back side of these sheets, I've given them the map and that information on that. So right now, this thing is just going through here, printing to this PDF factory, and I think it'll print like 19 sheets to this. And as we'll go on to the very tail end one here, this is stride 50, and all this information pertains to how far that walks. that person walks. Let's go ahead and go back over here, and also at the same point, you could put like person's name in there, or your group's name, and how many steps he walked in 100 feet, and which course he's going to walk. Let's just say we're going to do the Busick, or we can put Busick in there. I don't even think Busick's in there, so let's just edit that. We'll put Busick right under here. You can put them alphabetical order if you wanted to, which would probably make more sense. And then it'll show up in the Busick. And let's just say ER is group number 6, and let's say start at 10 o'clock in the morning. Military time. And so you can run your event with that. The next guy, go with the new guy, and let's say it's Fred Flintstone. Whoops, hit the tab key and jumped over there. Let me jump over here. And he's got 44 steps, and he's going to run the Busick course. You hit B for Busick. Go down there, and he's a Discovery Ranger. He's from Outpost 77. He's starting at 9:45. This is all military time. A little bit about this, you can also sort by the age group and those kind of things. Okay, let's go on ahead and go back over here to the back side of this control code. The map, I would print this map to the that PDF thing that I've just got through creating, and it will basically, just print that over here. Let's have a look at it here, right here at the tail end. So I would print, 19 of these, and then put them on the back side of a laminated sheet. Also, on these sheets here, when they're laminated, I would be covering this with a piece of masking tape right here, and then I have a rubber stamp with a water soluble ink. Going with boys, you never know what they're going to do. And they can stamp that masking tape on there, and then it can be reused. Another way of doing it is just simply print the card and print this out. If you had a laser printer, you can use waterproof paper, or if you use a stamp, you can, an Orienteering stamp that punctures holes in it, you can use that as well. So, okay, so right there you have enough to run the course. It's going to have all of their control codes on here, right in here, and you would print that and take off running, and away they go. So whenever they walk the footage measure, you just ask them what stride they walked, and you hand them the stride sheet for them, and they're ready to go. Again, this has been simplified to make it handier for rangers. Also included latitude and longitude, and this can be used as a geocache, or if the person gets disoriented, and they have a smartphone, they can actually load up View Ranger, and it'll put them back on spot. That's just kind of a thing there that they can do. Again, if you're just doing design and orienteering course, you don't need all that. Just show me the course, and you've got the card themselves in that respect. Okay, let's go back over here and talk a little bit about how you set one of these things up. For example, this is how you import files. So let's say, for example, we've been working in here, and we want to save this, save a copy as. This is very similar to a notepad file, and it's you write your stuff in the notepad file, and then you save it at copy as. This is very similar, and you also import, so you would load text in there and like that. For example, I'm going to go ahead and delete all the records in this file, and it'll be empty. There's no records loaded up here. We're going to go ahead and import information. Now, import a new course help, it tells you how to do that, but basically it's very simple. Just go to File, Import Records. You point to the directory where your file is that you want to import, and it basically matching names, import, and all your information is back in there again with your maps and all that other stuff. So that's how you import. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create a new course just for the fun of it. We're going to delete all records. And start off with an empty course, and we're going to go ahead and create a new record, and it's going to be, let's just start with A, and let me make that a little bit bigger, and let's just say this is on the well, let's just use a start. Say we're sitting at the start, and we're going to, if there's a bare rock there, we'll copy that, and paste that in here like that. Whoops. Let me go back here. Yeah, bare rock. And then this right here, these explain your codes, what you're doing, the details of the feature. It's a bare rock. You know, what other let's say it's by a bridge. It's a bare rock by a bridge. We'll copy that and paste that in there. And then how big is it? Let's say it's 3 foot by 3 foot or 3 foot. Okay. And then this one would, let's say this was off to the side of the rock. This would be the location marker on the what side of it. And let's just say that it's on the at the junction of these two places. And this one would be used for like restroom concessions, first aid, and let's just say first aid. And there's a first aid station there, and we'll copy that and paste that in there. Okay. Now you could go with just this, and so let's just say we start from A, heading from A. Take a heading of 90 degrees and then go, let's say 420 feet. Okay, now, right now we know we're going 420 feet and that like that. Let's go ahead and put this perspective on a map. So let's jump over here to, let's say Google Earth and look at this map, and we find a statement named A. And we want to put a measurement out there, and we're going to go 420 feet at 90 degrees. Let's just jump back over here. We're going to go 90 degrees, 420 feet. So we'll jump back over here, and we're going to go 90 degrees from here. Oops. And draw a line. Okay. Let's see here. That's ruler line. Oops. Okay, clear that, put a ruler line in there, and we're going 420 feet. So we'll go 420 feet at 90 degrees. You can zoom in and get a little more accurate like that. That's pretty accurate. So we'll go at that point there, and let's just drop a pin on here. Okay, so we'll put that in there, and we're going to call that pin ZZ. Okay, and this gives you the latitude and longitude. We could grab that while we're here and put that right over here, and we'll put that in right there and go back over and grab this other side and paste it in over here. Okay, so from A, 99 degrees, 420 feet, and so we create a new one. Let's create a new record. We'll call this ZZ. Okay, and let's talk a little bit about that one. Let's just say it's at the junction of a road, and it's on the east part. Whoops. It's on the east part. Junction of the road. Between, let's just say it's between a couple things. Copy that, paste that right over here. And this one is the details of it. Let's say it's right by a tree. It's just by a conifer tree. Let's see, conifer. We'll put that in there and copy that, and then paste that in there. Okay. Let's say the tree's 25 feet tall. Okay. All right. And this one location of the feature, we'll just say, let's say it's within the east side, and there's no control point there. Okay. So we got that, and then we would go from A, we go from ZZ and 420 feet. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting a little turned around. We're already at this point here. This explains this feature here. This will be the ZZ. So you go from A, and we go 90 degrees. And go 420 feet. Like that. Alrighty. And there we go. That's your start. just put start up there. They know where they're at that place. And then this latitude and longitude would be pertaining to ZZ. Why I got off on that, it's just part of it. So get rid of that out of there and paste it right down here. Okay, now we could put on A the latitude and longitude. Let's just jump over here and grab that off of Google Earth. We'll click on A. Okay. Click on A, and let's see here. Right click on it. No, that's not what we want to do. Clear. Okay. And let's get a little bit closer here. Properties. There's your latitude and longitude. We'll capture that. And we'll paste that right back over into here. So we know where that's at. You can also do this as a geocache if you wanted to do that. And put that right back over here. Okay, so at least we know where the start is. That's the start. That's the latitude and longitude. And that's at point A. It describes all that stuff that's there and all that good stuff. So, and so on. So you would go on through here and do this and keep doing this until you created your control card, and you change your miles, your end section down here, route is taped, route is not taped, and such and such. You keep creating that until you get yourself a control card. Now you come over to your map. We show you right in here. This is just a pictogram. Let's go here and grab this map right here, just to show you how that I would capture this. Let's go ahead and make that a little bit smaller. And okay, so there's your map. We did draw a point from A to that point. If you wanted to transfer that control point over here, you could easily do that by just going over here and drawing a waypoint, put your latitude and longitude, and it would put your stake right out in here. Okay, for just sake of time, I'm going to show you how a tool that I use to grab this with. We'll close all them down. We'll use a program called RRorient. Free program, you can download it off the web, and it's a great little program. I use it all the time, and it will capture screenshots. So let's go over here and grab this topo, and let's just say I get it about where I want it, right in there, and then I'm just going to capture it. So I go Control F11, and it creates that program. It's got the scale in it. I would edit, copy that, jump over here into your program where the map goes, and paste it in there. And so there's your new paste, and then of course the control deals. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about that. Let's talk about your control codes. Right here, you click on this. This opens up your control codes, and just say, for example, a little bit about this. This is your control codes. There's like 124 records in here. These are all the control codes that I've found. This is the list that these control codes show up at. So let's say I want to find Busiek. I'll just type in Busiek, B-U-S-I-E-K. No, I can't get it right. B-U-S-I-E-K. Okay. So we got 21 records that are found, and these are the control codes. And I put the course names down in here in this list here just so I can remember what they are, and then I can just cut and paste it. So what I would do here is there would be, grabbing this piece right here, and I can Control F11 it, and then it's copied that, and then I would just sit there and grab that like right here, edit, crop it, and then I would copy it, and then bring it right over back over into this program, and I would paste it down there into the control code part of that map, bottom part here. Just delete that and then paste it in. And so there's your control codes. that's how I do that. And it also shows up over here. The same stuff shows up here over here on the other map. Now, let's go back over to control codes just a little bit. So let's say I'm creating a new map, and I would, want this to show up in. Let's say this just shows up in the new map or a new course. We'll just call it new course. And we go on down here and we'll say this one shows up in new course. Okay, and so on. So if you want to find it, you go find new course, and you have 2 records found, and that shows you control codes that are in new course. So that way you can keep a list. These are some of the maps that I've created and have made in this program, and so I can just pull the control codes for each one, which makes it pretty nice in that respect. Okay. If you're into profiles, you can get a profile from your topo program, paste that in there, and give them a profile if they're looking for it. Control point sign. This is the latitude and longitude, and if you don't want that latitude and longitude, all this is just a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You fold it in half right here. You tape it together. You slip this over a Walmart driveway reflector on a 36-inch fiberglass rod, and you have a control point flag. And then if it's wet or raining, actually put a Ziploc bag over that. So go to that, and that works out pretty well. So Stride Help basically tells you how to do that. We've got stride cards. If you want them boys to do a little more math, it'll figure from 12 to 500 feet, and they can do the math that way. I have found that if you do the card layout, with the math, this makes it a lot more easy for the younger boys to do it. However, if you're a professional, you're going to do that yourself. It's part of the skill, and you're going to do that. Okay, so let's go over here. We've been working on this. We'll just save this as a, just call it testy. We'll call it testy, and save it on like that. Okay, let's delete the records. Delete all. We got an empty file. Import records. Or we're going to, file import records, and we're going to pull that up and import them. So we got our records back in here just like that. Now, you can also import other records, on top here, but it's going to mess up your information, just because it's just a kind of a dumb program. It's just going to put in there what you want to do, but you could import a whole bunch of stuff in there and then make it all confusing. It'll just keep making more control cards and longer, but just keep them, with where you're at. Okay, that is pretty much the program. It works, and I've just had it. I've done 9 courses for it. I'd like some feedback. And if you use it and you like it, tell me, let me know what you're doing. So that's really kind of